Thank you all so much for joining Demo Day number 10. Cannot believe that it is already number 10 that we're doing 10 months in. And today I'll be the host of the show because Brent is stuck in immigration. So I'll try my best to represent you know, his Brentness as much as I can. It will be a hard bar to cover, but bear with me. Normally I'm just the one that's chilling in the background, but today I think I have to take that over. And you guys are still trickling in, 57 people already. That is amazing. So yeah, let's kick that in. I'm gonna accepting everyone that still comes in. And but yeah, first of all, I want to say thank you guys for joining us wherever you are, if it's morning or evening. We just had our quick host rehearsal with all the companies. So I'm very excited about the 6 projects I'm going to be presenting today. And then we have a couple of amazing judges, as you can see here, that I'm going to give the floor in a second. But overall, we had about 31 venture capital funds that are here today to look at all these amazing projects and the progress that you guys have been made. Again, we keep it as always. It's about 2 minutes for the actual pitch and about 5 minutes for the questions. And then obviously, like all the judges as well as other people that are here, feel free to raise your hand in case we don't have enough questions, because I want to make sure that every project gets their full 5 minutes. I want to get the judges a second to introduce themselves. So I wanna start with Bijan right here from Monad Foundation. If you want to just give a quick introduction about yourself, that would be amazing.
Hi everyone, name's Bijan. I come from an M&A background as well as a number of crypto hedge funds. And then right now I'm at the Monad Foundation where I help ecosystem projects raise capital.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here today, man. Appreciate it as always. Clement from IVC, you're up next.
Right.
Keep it short and
Uh,
sweet.
yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. I've been with IBC
Pleasure.
investment team for the past 5 years, and we're Web3 VC coming out from Japan, invested into about 200 projects. And we also do the event in Japan every year, actually grown into quite a decent turnout. Looking forward to seeing you, whether or not it's investment calls or in the events.
Thank you so much. Then next up, we have Sarin Tip from J Square VC, long partner of ours. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Toby. Hi, guys. I'm Sarantip from J Square VC. So we're the early stage fund based in Singapore. We also just launched our new fund earlier last year. So we have total AUM now of 200 mil. So we normally invest from pre-seed to Series A, and we normally invest from 500K to 2 mil. Yeah, thanks for having me. Very excited to be here today.
Anytime, always welcome. Then Jack from FOMO and also a successful payment company called BoomFi. You're up next. Quick introduction about yourself.
Hey, it's actually Mike, co-founder of Firma Ventures. Just stepping
Oh,
in
the
for Jack.
Mike we have here today. Awesome. Good to
Yeah,
see you, Mike.
yeah, it's good to be here. So Firma Ventures, we're sort of boutique sort of fund and sort of growth network, and what we sort of specialize in is helping projects with distribution and go to market, particularly around onboarding sort of KOLs, and we have a very strong network across globally across APAC to Americas to sort of Europe. So yeah, we good to be here and look forward to supporting these startups.
From then we do have 2 people here from Harbor Industrial Capital, based out of Hong Kong. Good friends, Max and Mario. One of you guys is enough to say hello. Give a quick overview of what you guys are doing.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, Mario can't make it because he's on a long haul flight, so I'll be the only one speaking for Harbor Industrial here today. But yeah, excited to be here. Thanks for the invite. First TBV demo day for us, but yeah, we knew each other for a long time. We're a crypto VC based out of Hong Kong. We're running 2 funds, Fund 1 and Fund 2. Both of them are quite heavily focused on the Polkadot ecosystem. So we made quite a few investments there in the parachain auction time, and now sort of in the new paradigm that Polkadot is entering into. But also exploring other opportunities across the crypto space, usually like early stage VC style, usually like seed or pre-seed investments. So yeah, excited to be here.
Thank you, Max. Pleasure. Then we have the King of Thailand, Mr. V from DTC Group or DTC Ventures.
Hey, Toby, thank you for always a great start of introduction. Nice to meet you, everyone. I'm Barami Rai. You might know me as B or Mr. B in crypto. I've been in crypto since 2017. Started seriously investing from 2019, 2020. And that's our company, DTC Group. We focus on Web3 incubation, acceleration. We also host a lot of events together with many friends here. And DTC Ventures is our investment arm. And this is our new fund for 2026 as well. Very excited to meet every one of you and excited for today's first demo day. I'm here. Thank you, Toby, Brent, if you're listening later, and TBV team for hosting this. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, man. Actually, I
Awesome.
just got to Bangkok. Thanks everyone for joining. Brent here. Usually I am the host of Demo Day, but I am turning it over to Toby today because I have I'm getting to the airport right now, but just want to say hi to everyone. Thanks everyone for joining, and Toby, I'll turn it over back to you.
Thank you. As always, jumping right in before Amit can introduce himself. Thank you, Amit, for being here from Borderless Capital. Always a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks so much for having me, and good to see you. Good to see you again in the new year. Wishing everyone here. Hope you had a great start, and wishing everyone here a wonderful 2026. So yeah, a quick thing about me. I've been in investments for over a decade now. I'm a partner with Boldest. Been with them since the start. I think coming to my seventh year now, and on the VC side, we have multiple thematic funds. The two active ones right now, one is focused on interoperability, pre-seed, seed, little more infrastructure flavor. We also have a deepen fund, and in the process of doing investments, fundraise for a slightly growth stage vehicle as well, which will do more later stage investments. So really excited about. I think I've been in multiple demo days, so really excited about, and all of them. I think the founders have been great quality, and I have seen the quality just get better and better. So really excited about being here and meeting the founders today.
Thank you, bro. Really appreciate you being here. We'll have a catch-up call anyway time soon. But yeah, thanks to all the judges. First of all, now let's jump into the companies. Again, if any one of you guys wants to have a conversation with one of the project presenting, just shoot any one of us a DM or mention it here in the chat as well, or Telegram, WhatsApp, wherever you can find us. We're always happy to make the introduction right after. So the first project out of 6 projects that we're going to be looking at today is Golfin. Very, very interesting consumer app, already doing revenue 16 weeks in. And, if anyone is a fan of golf, I think you have to hear very, very closely now what Jared has to say. So over to you, Jared. Give it up to Golfin, and your 2 minutes are on the clock, as Brent is always saying.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me. I'm Jared, CEO and founder of Golfin. Just making sure you guys can see my screen. Good to go there. So Golfin is a consumer app built on Solana. Golf is a $100 billion industry, one of the wealthiest audiences in sports. It does not have an engagement platform, and most apps in this space, which there are many, were built to drive round logging, not engagement. So we built something that's a mix of Pokemon Go meets Strava meets MyFitnessPal for the golf world itself. We have been out since June of last year. We have about $500,000 in ARR right now, but that's in membership type funds, which isn't even our primary revenue source. And with that not being our primary revenue source, we're growing about 60% month over month. This market is absolutely enormous. 155 million golfers around the world on average make $125,000 a year. We are rewarding verified actions in golf. Think Pokemon Go and how they got people out and about. All the other apps that came before me, of which there are 20 million users of, they don't really have anything that fits this style of engagement. So what we did was we provided a clear incentive framework for people to get out, get rewarded, and we've built it around like a loyalty and rewards program, again, built on Solana. We have engagement metrics, 800%, what's natural in the environment right now. Our average session time is 6.3 minutes. And I think beyond that, what we're getting here is incredible verified impressions, engagement metrics. I'm actually talking to you from the PGA show in Orlando, Florida, where we're getting highly refined, verified data and information. Brands are lining up to work with us, and our current impressions per month supports about $75,000 a month.
As Brent always does it, it's so harsh just to like unmute someone immediately, but like I'm trying to be like him today. So sorry, Jared, for that. Now, a very, very interesting company. You guys have come a long way since we first met. So I'm very excited to see even like these type of trends now. So let's give it up for like 5 minutes worth of questions from our juries today. I think maybe, I don't know who wants to kick it off. Maybe Max, Amit, Mr. B, any one of you guys.
I can go first. Yeah, thank you for the presentation. I mean, I think the obvious question that is probably on everyone's mind, like based on this presentation, is like, what's the Web3 angle? Like, why do you need to build this on Solana? Why can't you just run it as a centralized service on Amazon AWS?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we built this first off, grassroots effort on Solana. All the memberships people buy inside of our ecosystem are actually NFTs on Solana. Our NFT mint was in March of 24. If you go look at our NFTs, we have 5,000 unique holders, and that was our initial go-to-market. So that got people around the world. We have rounds in 47 countries. That's what's led to our MRR and ARR. But beyond that, we don't have a token introduced yet. So we're post-product, post-revenue, pre-token, and trending towards about 5 million ARR. The token will become a natural efficiency and scalable resource, which is what will naturally replace our points, the loyalty points inside of our ecosystem.
Very interesting. Does that answer your question, Max?
Well, I mean, partially. I mean, it's still, based on this answer, it's still not entirely clear why you could not do this in a centralized like AWS service. Is there anything sort of related to kind of, no. Yeah, please. Yeah.
So there's a few pieces of it. I guess the first one, just to call a spade here, we took what I believe is the best part of crypto, which is the ability to create a market and get initial product market fit. And we leverage that into, like, as I said, there's 20 different golf apps out there that all kind of look like they do the same thing as us, but we're very different. So me amongst this crowded space would have never have worked. It would have been millions just to get people's attention. Instead, we're getting people month over month over month because everybody who owns my NFTs around the world, our K factor is almost 1. Everybody who downloads is referring somebody else. And so we're getting this exponential growth because these people feel like they have ownership in my company versus something else. So that was the very obvious first part. But the way that our redemption flywheel works inside of our marketplace, people play golf, they earn points, they can redeem for items. And we have $271,000 in GMV last year with our brand partners. What's happening is when people are spending their points, which they paid money to get access to, we're actually removing those points, which are tokens, permanently burning from the ecosystem. And it makes it a more efficient rewards program that can scale. I'm sure that all of you remember back when you could get, I don't know if you travel in America, like Southwest points used to be 5,000 points for a round trip flight. Well, now it's 50,000 points for a round trip flight. What happened there? You just have to continue printing and making this reward system less efficient. But if I have a balancing mechanism in the middle where, admittedly, everybody, maybe my best or worst thing from your opinion, 93% of my users right now are not crypto. They don't even know we're built on crypto. That doesn't matter. It sits in the background of what we do. And it just balances it so we can scale to $1 billion company without having other things.
Love the energy, Jared.
Thank you.
I think that was a nice little deep dive. Anyone else from the judges?
Yeah, I had a quick question. So my question is just around like the demographic of users. You said most of the users are donative. So just out of curiosity, like where did you acquire those users, or how did you go about getting that traction initially?
Yeah, so again, grassroots first off, getting our people out there, referring their friends, and they were excited to refer people to a crypto project without them knowing it was a crypto project. So that got us in. We also have a paid search specialist. We're spending about $15,000 a month right now, and we're acquiring about 4,000 users a month. And just, on our CPMs that we're selling for, one user per month is worth $28.50 for me in ads. One user. So our payback is less than 7 weeks.
Very impressive numbers.
Thank you.
Amit or Sarantip, anyone from you guys? Any other questions? The last minute.
Yeah, just a quick question from my side regarding the revenue model. So as you mentioned that there's already 1.5 million in ARR from membership. Is there any other revenue stream?
Yeah, so that's not even the main revenue stream. The memberships are kind of like the people that buy the Chase Sapphire Reserve for $800 a year versus the Chase Sapphire that's free for points, okay? So the memberships are the people that go really deep in, and that's a $500,000 in ARR right now, but it's growing about 60% month over month. But right now, we make about $65,000 a month in ad revenue, and it's scaling 20, 30% per month. So we project that we'll be at 5 million in ARR from membership and over 5 million in ARR in ads this year.
Amazing. No, you guys been doing really, really well. So thanks for joining us today. And any one of you guys in the audience, by the way, we have 94 people here at the demo day right now. I have to update the Zoom soon because it only fits 100 people. But yeah, thanks for being here, Golfin. Thanks, judges, for the questions. And if anyone wants an introduction, please let us know. Now you can stop share screen, share it. And then we move over to the next project that we have here today, which is Clover.
All right.
Are we here, Patrick?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. You already shared your screen. You're 2 minutes up first after 5 minutes questions. I'll let it start from now onwards.
That's good. My name is Patrick Nielsen, and my background is in cybersecurity. One of the first contributors to the Go programming language, and worked at JP Morgan, where I worked on their blockchain, which was sold to Consensus. And after working there, we took a small team and built a solution to solve the recurring problem that we saw everywhere, which is how do you run things yourself? How do you actually self-host things? And so we built a software platform on Clover.app, where you can go to basically launch your own server for a bunch of different applications: Mastodon, Blue Sky PDS, BTC Pay Server. We're one of the main hosting providers for BTC Pay. And what we're currently working on is we're racing around to double down on the traction that we have in our AI server that you can launch on our platform. And so what you get is that you get basically cutting edge AI solution where you can chat with your files and folders, and all of this data stays on your server in your cloud account. And everything that you've seen on the screen when you launch something, it's all running in the browser, and you can launch on your own cloud provider, and nothing ever gets to Clover. And so where we have the most kind of momentum right now is on this AI solution. And we're currently raising a $2 million round. We've already closed the lead check for 500,000. And that's what we're working on, this early user group, which has 12 companies that are the early users of this, and working on doing the first public launch of this product and then scaling that. I think that's good.
Awesome, perfect timing. Excited, really like to see the kind of private cloud platform that you guys are building,
Exactly.
fully self-hosted. So I think
it's like
it's definitely a narrative that's interesting.
It's like the Heroku for normal people, where you don't have to know DevOps. So
that's pretty sweet to the point. Now, 5 minutes from some of the judges, maybe Amit or any one of you guys. Who else we have? John Clement.
Yeah, I think Amit was
ahead,
just.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, perfect.
I'll just kick it off, and Lemo, you can then chime in. Just wanted to understand about the competition and how you guys are differentiating yourselves.
differentiating ourselves from what.
Yeah,
As I
who do
said.
you consider as the main competition? And
The main
yeah.
competitors, I would say, are either the major clouds or the appliances that you can buy, like Umbrel and Start9, the box in your house, where our solution is entirely in software, and anyone can go to this website and Progressive Web App and just run it. There's no startup cost. And for the cloud providers, because we support all the different clouds and we're focused on the applications, we don't have the same incentive as the main cloud providers who are just trying to kind of, Microsoft wants to grow Azure and have everything being onboard into Azure. We don't have that concern. And in fact, we make the most money when you don't host with us. When you use your own cloud solution, it's a 90% margin for us, basically, because we just provide value add services like backups on top of that. And yeah, go ahead.
And the uptime, like, I mean, is it like available? Is there any downtime in this as compared to the centralized providers? Yeah.
Compared to some of the decentralized infrastructure projects, I would say we're much more stable. But of course, it's a much more ambitious problem than just being a managed service provider where the system administrators can go in and troubleshoot problems. Because we're not in the middle, we have to build something that is stable, where your browser is essentially the one managing your infrastructure. So we put a lot of work into that, making sure that things keep running. And if there's any problems, then there's like an Apple time machine backups for everything. And you as a user can restore everything to a previous state. And you can also get support from us by letting us into your environment temporarily. But by default, Clover or anyone else doesn't have access to your infrastructure. And all the data stays in your account.
Got it. Yeah, I'll pass it on to Clement.
Yeah, actually, I also want to ask on the competition side of things, but just on the extension of that, can you also share a little bit on your take on why now? Basically, is there any problem that is like needed to be solved right now that companies will switch from their existing solutions to yours?
Yeah, I mean, the reason why our AI app on this platform has so much momentum compared to the other apps is that the other apps were kind of niche. You have to explain what self-hosting is, or they have to have an interest in, sovereign computing or something. There has to be a context for why people want to do that. But with the AI solution, everyone kind of understands the benefit of not sending, contracts and NDAs to OpenAI, and everyone understands that kind of a pinky swearing in a user agreement that you won't use the data to train models, but then you do it anyway, and you also kind of report some of the conversations for unknown reasons. We don't have that problem because we have a technical barrier. There's just no way for that to happen on our platform because it's all on your server. And so that's how I would say we differentiate from all the big AI companies. They all just kind of want to grow their big centralized solution.
Mm-hmm. I see. I'll pass on to other judges. Yeah.
Maybe Mike,
can I ask a
Mr.
question
B?
about the can I ask a question about the business model?
Sure.
I mean, is
Go
this
ahead, Max.
essentially like a SaaS? Is this essentially like a SaaS model? And is it like sort of a one-off payment by your clients, or is it more like a subscription that is like annual or monthly?
Yeah, so we make money in several different ways. We make money from kind of normal end user subscriptions, $20, $30 a month to run a server if you host with us. If you don't host with us, then we provide services on top that are higher margin but lower absolute dollar value, like $5 a month. And the platform itself is also usable by publishers, developers who want to distribute their projects in the way that I showed. And for those, we have kind of bigger contracts, support contracts that are generally one-time checks, but that's where most of our revenue comes from. And then on the AI side, we have this early user group, which currently is growing, 50% a month, and we've identified a particular cohort. In fact, it's VC companies, small law firms, people who need like a data room, and they need that assurance that they can trust that it's not leaving that area. That's growing, really nicely, but we've yet to really nail the pricing model on that. But what we're thinking is that it'll be a static fee for a small company, and then we'll think about the enterprise pricing later. Whereas every AI company is focused on the very top of the enterprise, multi-million-dollar contracts, and not thinking about small companies at all. So that's all
Perfect.
also what we see the
The
opportunity.
time is up, Patrick, but I think you nailed
Okay,
these questions very,
thank
very
you.
well. A lot of substance to this. Appreciate it. Now,
Thank
the
you, guys.
third company that we have here today is a company called On-Chain Labs. Florian, are you ready?
I'm ready. As soon as the screen is free, I'll put mine up.
Ready as always. Let's dive into the real world asset world that's currently evolving. Florian, you have 2 minutes and it starts now.
All right, thank you. I'm super excited to tell you how On-Chain Labs is redefining RWA. We see some very specific pain points in the RWA space. Companies are building RWA projects using Web3 wallets that are optimized only for crypto native users. And platforms are often improvising with each and every implementation. This creates some very specific missed opportunities, like the fact that there are no fiat payment rails directly integrated, or complicated wallet systems that quite often even turn users like myself, and I'm a crypto native user for many, many years. And also wrong legal structures that lead to issues that can really stop your scalability and make it impossible for you to grow globally. And that's why we've built the RWA infrastructure that is built to scale beyond Web3. How did we do this? We've built a wallet with the web user at the forefront. So it's a wallet that's optimized for every web user, every person who knows how to use a browser. And how did we do this? We used MPC technology and things like EIP 7702 that allows us to do gas sponsorship and actually makes the wallet super easy to use, embedded directly in your wallet. Ultimately, we're challenging Wallet Connect to make embedded wallets the standard. And what this means is we've built Engage, which is our platform where you can create and manage your tokens. And then we've built Wallet 2, which is where your end users own the tokens and can benefit from the tokens. We all know we're operating in a massive market. RWA is huge, and the acquisition of Privy by Stripe has given us the validation that we're looking for. Our business model is clear. We earn monthly fees with the wallet. We take setup fees from the projects, and as projects scale, we can scale our transaction fees. Our team is super efficiently set up. We're a small team. We've got existing paying clients and currently doing our seed round for a super attractive valuation of 10 million. Thank you.
Was on point, Florian. Not bad. That's very good timing right here. So thanks for coming on and being on point. Now, 5 minutes questions from our judges. Let me know if you guys have any questions for Florian and what he's building in the RWA space. Up now.
I have questions around traction. I'd just be curious if you could elaborate more on that. Like, do you have a pipeline of asset issuers that are on the platform? Like, yeah, I'd just love more color there.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting. So RWA is a super hot narrative right now. There are plenty of asset owners who want to tokenize. For us, the issue is not so much filling the pipeline. The challenge is usually who is willing to actually invest the time and pay the money to set something up properly. And so for us, the BD project that we're going through is mostly vetting, what is actually suitable for tokenization and who really understands what makes sense so that we can also create the tokenomics with our clients that are feasible. That being said, because we've got the whole thing with the tokenization platform and the wallet, we can take on a really wide range of use cases from something as simple as a loyalty program all the way through to a fully fledged gold token.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank
I
you.
kind of wanted to double down on that. I mean, what do you think are the main verticals? Real estate, gold, stocks. I mean, what are you most excited about?
Yeah, actually right now, obviously gold is super hot. I think just like in typical crypto, everything is narrative driven. We get a lot of demand from those. We currently have two gold clients that are issuing a token with us. Um, but I think real estate is really where there's a lot of potential because it really changes the game for how you can create your projects. But also generally commodities, but then there's also exotics. We have one guy we're talking to about tokenizing a whole collection of art. If you think of the token holders like being a DAO or some community that then acts as a curator, decides of where is our collection going to go, how is the revenue of the exhibition going to get split, who decides where it's going to go, what's going to happen with it. So you actually open up a whole new business models that democratizes ownership, which is exactly what even Larry Fink yesterday at the WEF in Davos said again, that capitalism is failing because it's not democratized enough, and I feel like tokenization can solve that.
Amazing. We just saw in the comments tokenizing silver is next.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I saw
Mr.
DMCC has
B.
done the largest silver token, and they're issuing a token
Yeah,
for
I
that as
saw
well.
that too.
Yep, yep.
Mr. B, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to make sure we get to the
Oh,
questions. Mr.
thank you,
B.
Toby. Thank you, Toby. Yeah, just got one question. I wanted to revisit the revenue model again, and also my question is, what levers helps you increase your margin as you scale?
Right. So for us, it's between the three elements for revenue that I mentioned, right? So first of all, the more users you have, the more wallets you have, and then this will increase our SaaS pricing. At the same time, we take transaction fees, depending on exactly how you're tokenizing, depending on how much you do yourself, how much we do for you. But our scalability and, the hockey stick economics really comes from the SaaS model and the transaction fees.
Thank you, Florian. And what's your guys' current metrics or numbers?
We have 6 paying clients, and we've created over about 1,000 wallets. And we made 100 grand in revenue from the projects that are currently with us. That being said, we're actually trying not to push sales too hard because we could onboard a lot of clients, but we have a lot of ideas for our tech first. And so there's a whole lot that we want to build into engage. We're calling it engage because ultimately put in tokens into your wallet, you earn your attribution, or that within the platform you automatically get tools to engage directly with your token holders and with your future users to solve the distribution issue as well.
Thank you, Florian.
Very good.
That's for me, Toby. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Mr. B. Mike, or anyone else? We have about 30 seconds left for a quick question in the end.
Yeah, curious to know
Otherwise,
if it's an equity round, or are you guys also planning to launch your own token as well?
Token plan, it's all purely equity at this point.
fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Florian, for answering all these questions, and thank you, judges, for asking a lot of smart questions, which I like. The next project that we have in line waiting here is a company called Oxiome, and it's the founder's name is Cameroon, building a lot of interesting dashboards, and effectively where Web3 builders can discover and deploy AI agents and so on and so forth. So very hot topic, feels probably a very interesting wave right now. Cameron, do we have you right here? Are you ready to go? That is amazing today. I love it. Okay, your 2 minutes are on the clock.
Okay, so I'll get through it. So I just want you to imagine that you are a founder, maybe a Web3 operator, perhaps you're neurodivergent in some way, shape, or form. You're balancing, your CRMs, your Notions, your Gmails, your Phantom wallets, etc. Now, naturally, when you're scaling, these things can be increasingly difficult to manage, especially when you have a team. You're constantly context switching. 2.5 hours per day is being wasted through this exact process. And this is actually the reality of 12 million founders globally. But on a wider level, this same issue extends to professionals that manage anywhere between 35 and 20 apps on a week-to-week basis, losing 40% of productivity through that context switching, and actively actually increase themselves with risk to, let's say, security risks, just general sort of market, I guess sort of like market placement being ineffective. And it's difficult for these individuals to actually deal with the discovery of their tools, etc. But what we're building is a way for people to be able to manage all of these siloed tools so that they can have control over the metrics that matter to them. So I present to you Oxium, which is a conversational AI widget and dashboard that allows you to discover, deploy, and track your AI agents and third-party tools. Effectively, we are an operating system for your AI agents and your tools. So someone could come to us and state that I want to, let's say I want to buy X amount of Ethereum every first Monday of the month. And Oxium will know how to orchestrate that specifically. These are some of our differentiators and our competitors and how we compare. Our closest competitors right now are the likes of, I'd say, Stack AI, but there aren't anything that's actually dealing with orchestration in a conversational manner across Web3 and traditional Web2. Our business model is a traditional sort of like SaaS subscription. We do have a B2B integration layer, and we also
that was the clock, and I was even generous enough to give another 15 seconds because of the voice challenge in the beginning. And I feel horrible be like Brent, but it's just no personal problem right here. You have about 5 minutes on the questions. Anyone else from the judges wants to go first? Ask a couple of questions what Axiom is doing. Maybe team, something we haven't touched on yet in the pitch in itself. Maybe Mike, we haven't heard from you yet, or from Amit. Or of course, anyone else can jump in directly.
Yeah, hey Cameron. So what's your guys' current status again? I kind of missed on that, sorry. Are you already launched?
Sorry, I think I keep getting muted, but that's no problem. So yeah, we're pre-product at the moment. We have run a small test over 90 days where we were able to aggregate around 2,000 users with zero marketing budget, and we processed around $4 million through automated trading. And this was to allow people to buy, sell, swap, copy trade, snipe, just crypto automatically. And we're now rolling up that test into the wider Oxium system so that people can do that in a manner which is similar to how I'm speaking to you now.
Thank you. And what's your target this year in terms of growth?
Yeah, so the target is to close our raise at the moment. We're raising £1 million currently with 300K committed. And the goal as far as like the users, I mean, we have a very sort of, I'd say, what's what I'm looking for? Effectively, like a smaller goal. We want to have around 8,000 users with at least 10% of that paying. We want to hit 432K pounds in ARR. And this will line us up nicely for our seed round, in which we have around $1 to $2 million soft committed for that seed round, contingent on us hitting that 432K goal.
Thank you, Cameron.
Thank you, Mr. B. Max, you're unmuted. Is this a sign you have a question or?
Yeah, I wanted to also kind of double click on the I mean, you said it's essentially a subscription service, right? Like, can you walk me a little bit through that again? Like how you're playing, or is there any kind of token involved? I guess not, right? It's purely like a SaaS subscription model, is it
No,
correct?
so there will be a token element, except just learning from my previous venture. Yes, we did great numbers, but it's one of those things where we want to ensure that we reach product market fit and have, I guess, reach our revenue goals before we introduce a token. So any introduction of a token would likely happen maybe towards the end of this year, maybe Q1 next year. But fundamentally, yes, we are subscription based, so users pay monthly. And also we make money off of transaction fees. So anytime someone says, I want to swap BNB for ETH, or someone wants to on-ramp and off-ramp, then we make our percentage off of that.
And I mean, if there was like a token introduced, what would be the purpose of it?
So the purpose of the token would mainly serve as an additional means to gain credits. So additional credits to utilize the platform, additional credits to onboard exclusive AI agents that we natively build, and things of this nature.
Got it. Thank you.
Minute and a half left. Any question from J Square or from IVC? Bomo
Right, so
Ventures.
yeah, after the pre-product launch, like what's the go-to-market strategies to onboard both B2B and B2C customers?
Yeah, so we have a few methods. So our main thing is going to be network effects. So this is something that worked for me well. My last venture, we were able to aggregate around 1 million users within 15 days. That was from our Project Legion network. And this is something which we look to replicate again here with Oxium by providing strategic sort of referral links and go-to-market plans where users can effectively bring people to the platform. They earn a share of the fees for a limited time or indefinitely, given the time of the campaign. And this is a way which will likely, what we anticipate will excite users to come onto the platform and also to bring, of course, post-testing, bring their sort of connected apps and actually start discovering more AI agents, both whether they're dApps or apps connected, they can actually start trying them out in a conversational manner.
Thank you very much. Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. We have 10 seconds left. Not sure we can squeeze in a question, but did you mention the ask? Are you guys, how much you're raising, how much you committed? Maybe that's,
Yeah,
can squeeze it in
so
for the
we're
last 2
raising
seconds.
£1 million and we anticipate closing that within the next 2 months.
Got it. Perfect. Cool. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
man. Appreciate it. Good
Thank you.
presentation. And then we have 2 companies left. I'm trying to be on the clock here because I know all of you guys have a tight schedule. The next one is ProLab. Track, are you ready to go?
Ready to go.
Amazing. I love the background. Your 2 minutes is ready when you start sharing screen. Okay, perfect. Here you go.
Okay, yeah,
Good
I'm Trace Stevenson. I'm here to introduce you to Pro, which is a digital currency built on XRP Ledger, empowering domestic and cross-border payments. So what if I told you we could significantly reduce the cost to build homes / transportation costs and make simple purchasing more affordable? We believe Pro and Pro Wallet will deliver exactly that. The problem with current transactions domestically is banks have typical hold times when depositing paper checks, for instance, of up to 10 days. I've experienced this for the last 30 years in the construction space, and it increases the cost to operate dramatically. When you're talking about cross-border payments, everybody's probably familiar with the SWIFT system is outdated and desperately needs to utilize modern technology. Currently, 3 to 6 senders and receivers experience 3 to 6% fees and 3 to 5 day delays. So we feel the solution is the technology that Ripple has built with XRP Ledger, and we've built our own digital currency on this platform, Pro and Pro USD. So Pro is a utility token, and Pro USD is a stablecoin 1-to-1 with the US dollar. We have a licensing agreement with the neobanking platform Pro Wallet, which I also operate. Pro Wallet is looking to serve the initial target markets of construction, trucking, logistics, oil and gas, solar, and consumer banking, offering instant business to business, business to consumer, or peer-to-peer transactions, up to 3.5% cashback rewards in Pro and seamless spending with the Pro digital wallet. So Pro has a very utility nature of the system. That was quick.
Almost got through, but you have 2 minutes. But I think it's still a very, very good pitch. So appreciate it. Now, we obviously have 5 minutes question again, but I wanted to ask, is it 6:47 a.m. for you?
It is, yes.
Wow, I love that. The early bird. So thanks for being up so early.
Always
Appreciate
early.
it.
Of course, yeah.
I love that. Cool. We're gonna go over the 5 minutes worth of questions. Judges, feel free to just ask away. Otherwise, I'll
Yeah.
pick a couple of you guys.
Maybe I'll kick this off. So it's interesting to see like a new pitch for like a new stable coin. I mean, obviously this is a very, very crowded market, right? USDT, USDC have a very high, brand recognition and penetration across the market. So I guess the obvious question is like, why should anyone choose you versus them? And I guess a follow-up question is like one way that stable coins do differentiate themselves is by being a yield-bearing stable coin, which is the one thing that Tether is not. Any plans to go into this direction as well?
Yes. So the U.S. regulation is the U.S. government is working on the regulatory framework for that as we speak. So the Pro is a utility token within the platform. It powers rewards for the ecosystem. The stablecoin has a very specific use case for cash advance. Part of the Pro Wallet platform is to advance for top national builders receivables, and that is a $200 billion opportunity there. And we've got Pro Wallet has some layers of intent with some top national builders.
Like, why couldn't anyone use USDT or USDC for these advances?
Again, it's the ecosystem for the Pro Wallet users and the stickiness and the rewards and cashback elements.
Okay, and on the yield-bearing aspect?
We're working on that. There will be a yield bearing, but we have to be strategic about how we do it to keep regulatory compliant.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I think thanks for the pitch. Like, I think there are a lot of basically it's like trade financing, right? Like the kind of. So there are a lot of players in this space which are doing this. So how are you differentiating? Are you like factoring also, or are you kind of, is it a different way of not depositing collateral? What is the key USP kind of on that side? Yeah.
Yeah, again, that's the cash advance aspect. So it is a very high tech way of factoring receivables by top national builders. For instance, when I was a framer, I worked with big builders. Let's say Lennar Homes is the second biggest builder in the country. What our platform does is we integrate into the payroll system for Lennar and other top builders. Again, a $200 billion opportunity. We see payments that are approved, and through the Pro Wallet USD stablecoin advance and the Pro Wallet, and the Pro USD stablecoin, and Pro utility token. We advance these receivables instantly in real time, and we get paid later. So yes, it's a very high tech way of factoring receivables by top national builders.
So the real moat is basically the inroads you have into integrating with the payment system of these builders, basically.
That's one aspect. But at the core, Pro Wallet is a neobank platform that is a hybrid between fiat and digital assets. Digital assets supports our Pro utility token and our Pro USD as well as XRP.
Got it. Okay.
And the user can have the flexibility of choosing USDT if preferred. But yeah, our platform supports multiple currencies.
Yeah. And other than builders, real estate, any other sectors you guys already started exploring? Yeah.
Yes, solar industry. We have a relationship there. Imagine solar fields in the United States buy a lot of product from Asia. We're looking to be the rail in which they pay for this product, saving them a lot of money. Near instant transactions and near zero fees. Trucking and logistics. It's a relationship that we can license to a big player in that space. Healthcare industry is another licensing opportunity for the platform. So there's multiple use cases. Oil and gas is another one.
Okay, thanks.
Of course.
Just a very quick question from my side. How big is this Pro Wallet ecosystem as you're kind of predominantly building it for it?
Yeah, just in the US, construction's $2.2 trillion, mostly spent with paper checks. Dramatic increase in speed with our platform. But it's $5.4 trillion in the US
No, I
alone.
mean like just specifically Pro Wallet, right? Because you license it from there.
Yeah. So what's
Like
the
Pro
question?
Wallet is the same company, right?
Correct. The Pro Wallet ecosystem can be millions of users transacting trillions of dollars through our verticals.
Correct, but right now it's not yet there.
Correct.
It's also emerging. Okay,
The
that's what I want to
platform
understand.
is launching in the next 90 days.
Gotcha. Okay,
The
cool.
digital assets are live.
Got it. Thank you.
Of course,
Thank you so much. So we'll have one more pitch that's actually a newcomer because one of the other founders unfortunately couldn't join. So we have Vedas Labs and Tom. Are you here and ready? It's already here.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Today was literally one day where there's no issues. Everybody was there. Everybody was ready. Love it. Okay, Tom, here you go. 2 minutes. You're on the clock.
Cool. Thank you. My name is Tom Trevisani. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Vedas Labs. We are a compliance native market infrastructure for regulated on-chain venture. So we're a live SEC registered and FINRA portal that is building towards Vedas DAO, which is an evidence-based execution and verification layer that ties milestones and auditable attestations to readiness-gated access for compliant liquidity pathways. So the problem that we solve for in early stage markets is that regulated private securities are illiquid and opaque with no compliant scalable pathway to bring venture ownership on chain. Expertise is valuable but informal. It lacks standardization and verifiable inputs for diligence and milestone oversight and governance. And governance and execution are trapped in PDFs and manual workflows with no enforceable pathway to or from decisions to outcomes. So our solution is a compliance native architecture that's built on four main components that comprise issuance and identity, signal and verification. So identity verified experts produce structured auditable attestations. They're tied to milestones. AI supports analysis with human accountability retained. Then we have governance, so evidence-gated decisions at the protocol level with defined roles are constrained by authority and guardian oversight to prevent arbitrary control by any single party. Over time, there's market progression towards readiness-gated advancements to secondary liquidity where it's permitted with security tokens trading on regulated venues. In terms of the why now, we've had a regulatory clarity is improving. Stablecoin liquidity is deep but largely disconnected from venture ownership or RWAs.
Fantastic. That's an interesting topic for a lot of the venture firms here on the call.
Yeah.
So excited to see and hear all of you guys' opinion. Max, you're laughing.
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, I've seen a few people trying to tackle this type of problem. I mean, I definitely agree that this is a problem that exists, but it's not an easy one. I think one of the more difficult questions here is like around around valuation, right? Unlisted assets by definition don't have a valuation. If you want to kind of put something on chain here, how are you thinking about like valuing these assets through your protocol?
Yeah, so that's where the expert verification layer comes in. So it's like post raise. I mean, what happens, we don't really know. And that's what largely happens with just regulated crowdfunding today. So that's where we incentivize a community of experts to verify that those milestones were achieved and make sure that they're ready for secondary listing.
Right, but would that then be, how should I say, binding? I mean, if these experts come together, I mean, they can come up with like some sort of evaluation, but that still doesn't necessarily mean that much.
I would defer then to like you could do a 409A valuation. I mean, ultimately the market sets the price, but I think that that's a pretty fair standard.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Cool.
Or it depends on negotiate in the end. But Bijan or Clement, one of you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Can you go into a little bit, how do you monetize that?
Oh, yeah. I didn't have enough time to get to that. Um, we in the near term, it's a success fee on the capital that's raised, plus there's a little bit of a transaction fee, filing and export coordination fees along, and those are executed through the funding portal. Then long term, um, the secondary enablement would be done via a broker-dealer expansion with an ATS partnership, and that's under existing SEC and FINRA frameworks.
Mhm. So I just thought of like a tricky question for you.
Please.
Right now I think the market has moved into the stage where there's less and less token launches. A lot of institutional money are focusing on BDCs and ATH, like bigger tokens. So, do you see a shrinking market, or what's your take on that?
Well, on my screen, so mostly what has been tokenized like assets to date, it's private credit, mostly US Treasuries. You've seen some investment grade debt. And of course, with companies like, oh, I can't think of the name of it. But anyways, yeah, equities are being tokenized. Coinbase is doing this. So like the last natural area for tokenization would be in venture. And I think like the pipes have already been laid for all of this to happen, and then there's just the rails for the connect to be made hasn't been done because it's
Mhm.
difficult.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you.
I guess something I'm trying to understand is like if a company that early stage even like wants to be that liquid, just because it like opens them up to like a lot of just reporting and um yeah, just like a lot of extra costs and like information needed to just like report to investors. So I'm just trying to understand that.
Yeah, I mean, the idea isn't that every company would go straight from primary issuance all the way to secondary liquidity. There's a lot of
Mhm.
steps in between.
Mhm.
The idea is like, think of it as like, okay, you've been through an accelerator, you get a lot done. Now you're done with the accelerator. What do you do? So having those milestones that are achievable, maybe you don't make them. Well, why? And figuring that out and still making progress towards the larger goal as the company matures.
Got it.
Last 30 seconds.
Little background on me. Before starting Vetus Labs, I worked for a company called Axioma, and I was selling quantitative portfolio construction tools and risk analytics software. And my co-founder, Seth, I've known for probably like 15 years now. We met riding bikes. He's a back-end engineer at Lucid and has experience in both centralized and decentralized infrastructure and blockchain technologies. Our chief compliance officer has worked at several banks and bulge bracket firms. So between the three of us, we speak the language of the regulators, the on-chain communities, and you know, and the like.
Perfect.
Cool.
That was it, guys. 6 amazing startups. Thank you, first of all, to all the founders to join us today, coming on and joining us and 100 other people that were here in this call today, which is kind of wild. But obviously appreciate every single one of you guys. Again, all of the companies that are pitching here, they don't pay us. It's for free. We're just trying to find interesting companies out of all the people that sign up and that come through our funnel all the time. We're also going to be doing a demo day in person at ETH Denver and then live stream it to this. So we're trying to switch it around. So if any of the judges of you guys end up being in Denver end of February, I think it is, then please let us know if you guys want to be in the in-person demo day as well. If you guys have portfolio companies that should be on this demo day or know a friend that built something awesome, let me know as well. I'm always looking for great companies that join us on some of these demo days. But before we wrap off, wanted to say a quick thank you to all of our judges, Bijan, Clement, Tip, Jack, or in this case Mike. We have Max, Mario, next time, Mr. B, and Amit. Thank you so much for joining in and asking incredible questions. And then thank you so much to all the companies. Um, you know, On-Chain Labs, we had Golfin, we had Clover, we had Oxiom, we had ProLab, and we had Verdes Labs. So 6 awesome companies, a lot of awesome judges. We had 2 minutes over, which is we're getting better and better on time. But for now, wish you guys a wonderful rest of the evening or a good morning wherever you are. I'll see you hopefully hope to see you in Hong Kong during Consensus. We dropped their event as well in the chat. So yeah, thank you guys for coming on. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you guys.
Thank you.